With the increase in fires and fire severity in the western United States over the past 2 decades, there has been a corresponding increase in wildfire protection planning at all levels, from the local neighborhood to municipal, county, state, and national levels. CFA volunteers should be aware of these efforts since they influence funding for on-the-ground projects and how agencies coordinate at the local level. The National Cohesive Wildfire Strategy was enacted by Congress in 2009 and is intended to coordinate wildfire preparation and response among all federal agencies. The vision is to safely and effectively extinguish fire when needed, use fire where allowable, manage our natural resources, and as a nation live with wildland fire. Its primary focus areas are restoring and maintaining resilient landscapes, creating fire-adapted communities, and responding to wildfires. In the next few slides, we'll talk more about the fire-adapted communities concept. The main elements of a fire-adapted community are a built environment that features ignition-resistant houses, adequate defensible space around these houses, access including ingress and egress for homeowners and emergency response vehicles, well-planned evacuation procedures, and community protection such as fuel breaks located around neighborhoods. Here's a look at some of the key components of a fire-adapted community. The FireWise Communities program is a program of the National Fire Protection Association. FireWise includes a recognition program for communities, usually at the scale of a neighborhood or subdivision. The 5 steps to gaining FireWise recognition are listed here. Completing the recognition process is a way for neighbors to come together to create a more fire-safe community. The FireWise program also includes a great website, www.firewise.org, that has a lot of helpful information for the homeowner. Community Wildfire Protection Plans, or CWPPs, are collaboratively developed by local stakeholders, including local governments. Typically, they identify high-risk areas and prioritize areas for fuels treatments. Having a CWPP in place is increasingly a prerequisite for getting federal funding to complete fuels treatment activities. CWPPs are often created for a county, but it's possible to develop them at other scales, for example, a watershed or a homeowners association. There are a wide variety of agencies and organizations that may be involved in wildfire protection planning and other pre-fire activities such as promoting fuels reduction on private lands and organizing FireWise neighborhoods. The specific roles of each agency and organization vary significantly across the state. For example, in some areas, city fire departments or rural fire protection districts are directly involved in pre-fire activities, while in other areas such activities are not considered part of departmental mandates. There's a lot CFA volunteers can do to plug into CWPP efforts. Here are a few ideas. You could work informally with neighbors to implement FireWise concepts. You could seek FireWise community recognition for a neighborhood. You could work in or with community organizations to promote actions leading to fire-adapted communities. And you could take part in community wildfire protection planning.